Welcome back to the Leeds lobby. We are here with a couple of guests we've got involved, a couple of mates of Dan's. We're going to go and have a game of five-a-side football. And we just want to have a bit of a conversation about Leeds, the chances that Leeds in their current state are going to be in a relegation battle, or the possibility that they may kick on and finish top 10. We've got two Forest fans in the back, which makes for an interesting conversation. Hello Toby, hello Jack.
Hello.
So I thought what we'd do is we'd have a bit of a chat around where Leeds are going to finish in relation to Forest, and whether we think that we're going to be in a relegation battle, whether we think we've improved the squad or not,
and Forest,
and where Forest are going to finish off.
Did you just say with a relegation battle with them?
With Forest, or whether Forest are going to be in a relegation battle with other clubs,
or when Forest are in a relegation battle.
Forest are going.
Saying I do have a video of Toby singing "Marching On Together" on a microphone.
Right. That's a good one. Before we go any further, we'd like you to smash that subscribe button and the like button. It's an encouragement to see the channel grow, and we'd like to see that number of subscriptions getting up over 1,000 before the start of the season, and we'd really appreciate you sharing the videos and supporting us as we go. So, questions just for the two lads in the back. Where do you think Leeds are going to finish next season in relation to Nottingham Forest, and can you back up what you're saying by talking about players on the pitch and transfers that are taking place? Where do you think we're going to end up next season?
Mid-table.
You have to speak up, Jack. Mid-table. Who's going to finish mid-table?
Leeds.
Leeds, yeah.
Why do you think Leeds are going to finish mid-table?
Well,
You've passed second season, you've stayed up,
and you're making transfers,
and now you're just going to be staying in the Premier League for a while now. A bit like Aston Villa.
Teams never really get relegated in the third season.
Might stay till January,
Yeah, you think you might stay till January?
Yeah, if he does stay, I reckon
it'll be like Aston Villa, just become a Premier League club and won't go down.
Established Premier League team.
I think they're a little bit of a stalemate at the minute, because it looks to me like Barcelona are in for Rafinha but can't put the money up front. Leeds want the money up front because they're not sure they're going to get it otherwise. Therefore, Rafinha is holding out because he wants to go to Barcelona and wants Leeds to accept the bid, but Leeds want the money up front, and that's what Chelsea's willing to offer. So there seems to be a three-way stalemate at the minute. How are Forest getting on with their signings? Who have they brought in?
Just brought in Dean Anderson this morning.
Taiwo Awoniyi, I can't pronounce his name.
Awoniyi.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Awoniyi.
And he bags for Union Berlin quite a lot.
Farmers League.
Have you replaced the players that you've lost? Because I mean, you look like you're losing Spence, don't you? Or is he gone now?
Yeah,
he's going to Spurs.
He's looking like to go to Spurs, but
Spurs are hoping to have it done by the end of the week.
We put in a bid for Nico Williams, but it got rejected, so we're putting in a second bid. Just need to see how that goes.
So do you think Forest? What are the chances that Forest are going to finish bottom half? What are the chances they're going to finish close to the relegation zone? What are the chances that you think they're going to go down?
I reckon we'll stay up by like maybe 16th. Won't finish anywhere high.
Not very optimistic then, are you?
To be fair, because if you notice, every time three clubs get promoted, there's always a team that outstands everyone. Like last season it was Brentford, season before it was Leeds.
Sheffield United.
Nottingham Forest could do that, because I think Bournemouth and Fulham will go down.
Yeah.
I'll be quite straight with you. I watched Forest in the FA Cup against Liverpool, and I thought you were really, really, really unlucky not to get something out of that game. You really took them to the wire. I think the main problem is that some of your stronger players have gone. I mean, Samba was outstanding.
I was speaking to one of my teachers who's a Forest fan, and he did say that he doesn't think that Spence would do a job in the Prem, because at the end of last season a lot of teams figured you out, and they figured out that because you played narrow, and I pointed this out to Jack and Toby in the Sheffield United game, that because you play narrow and Spence and Colback are all of your width, like what Leeds are going to be, sort of the model Leeds are going to be following next season, if they just push everyone out wide, then Spence has like 2 or 3 players to deal with all at the same time, all piling on him. So a lot of teams figured him out, and he wasn't playing as well at the end of last season.
Who do you think your best players were last season in getting promoted? Who do you think are the players?
Johnson, Spence, Samba.
Garner and Samba.
Yeah, and are they players that you're keeping hold of?
Keeping Johnson.
We just signed a contract with Johnson till 2027.
Yeah.
That was yesterday.
The only way we can get Garner is by signing him.
Let me ask you another question. You know, if you look at last season, including the loan players that were playing at Forest, how many of those players do you think would move into another Premiership club and get a place there?
What, the whole team?
Yeah.
Spence
Get your heads in the middle, guys, so that people can see you. talking?
Spence
Wood.
Garner would.
I've said for a while that I think Garner will go Palace as a replacement for Gallagher.
I reckon Warren might.
Yeah.
So how many of those players that you've mentioned have actually moved on
Yates
now?
would as well, probably.
Would he?
How many of them have moved on? How many of them were loanees that have gone back?
We had 5 loanees last season. Zinchenko's just gone Olympiacos, but there's talks about him coming back on loan.
Yes,
Oh, your owner owns Olympiacos, doesn't
Yeah.
he? So they've been on the cheap as well.
Yeah.
So the question is, do you think you look like you've replaced them?
Well, we still need to do more business in the transfer market.
We know we're going to lose Samba, hence why we signed Dean Henderson.
And Horvath's already got to Luton.
Wayne Hennessy.
Oh yeah, Wayne Hennessy, because Ethan Horvath has
Jeez,
gone
you're
to
looking at a lot of Welsh players, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well,
Wayne Hennessy, Ravi Matondo, yeah.
I think this was always going to be a quite a frantic and quite a busy transfer window for most clubs on account of the fact we went from 3 subs to 5. So clubs that
But
haven't
the
quite
rule,
got-
the rule is you've got 5 subs, but you can only stop the game 3 times to make subs.
yeah, but I do think players like clubs that have got massive depth in quality, like your Man City's and your Liverpool's, they are going to kick on and see that as an advantage. But then again, you know, you also say that, but if you're a team that's down, you've got the opportunity of bringing 5 subs on. You can practically change half the team, which is, you know, quite interesting. If the tactics aren't working, it will make for an interesting season, I do think. So, questions with regards to Leeds. Do you think, Dan, that Leeds have? Well, put it this way: if we don't sign any more players, right, I think we will get relegated. Where we're at now, if we lose Phillips and if we lose Rafinha, I don't think we've replaced them, and we've done enough to bring quality into the squad to give us a better season. What do you reckon, Dan?
I think that I'm not going to go out and say we will get relegated. I think we will be fighting again if for our Premier League survival if we don't sign at least 2 more players. But Fabrizio Romano has said that we are still working on 3 more players, and obviously one of them being Cody Gakpo, one of them being Charles de Ketelaere, and then one of them possibly being a Tavio or maybe a Ben Foster.
It looks like Kamara and
Kamara as well,
Gakpo
yeah.
are nearly over the line.
Yesterday there was a lot of news coming out saying that Kamara will be a Leeds player by Tuesday.
But the question now, Kamara's a replacement for Phillips, or part of the solution to being a replacement for Phillips, and that means for me, if Rafinha doesn't go, Kamara will still come in.
Yeah.
However, if Rafinha doesn't go, if he can't resolve his situation with Barcelona and Chelsea, and he remains a Leeds player till January, then Gakpo probably won't come in. That deal, I would be inclined to think, is probably dependent upon Rafinha actually going. So that's one to keep an eye on. But again, we're just waiting now to see what's happening, and there appears to be a bit of a stalemate. I think right now, if we were to bring Kamara in, I think we've probably got enough to stay up if Rafinha stays till January. And if Rafinha goes and we don't sign replacements, I think we're in trouble.
Yeah.
But again, it's about getting Rafinha over the line early enough so that Leeds are able to go on and spend that money and possibly get ourselves a good pre-season. You know, let's be frank about it. Barcelona or Chelsea can afford to have Rafinha for half of their pre-season as one player that will eventually slip into a squad that's well gelled. If Leeds are buying 2 or 3 players with that money,
Yeah.
again, we need to be in a situation where those players are gelling with the rest of the squad. What do you think?
I think we need to. We've obviously brought in 2 players that Marsh knows very well, and then we've brought in Mark Rocker, who's obviously was a brilliant player before his injury. And I think that if we bring in Charles de Ketelaere, he would suit the system well. He plays. He's a very similar profile player to Patrick Bamford, is what I've heard. He even looks like Patrick Bamford. I saw someone said he looked like a mixture between Llorente and Bamford, which I can see.
There's a chant that somebody's putting out there, isn't it?
Yeah, living on a prayer.
Living on a prayer.
He's everywhere. Charles de Ketelaere. He looks like Bamford. He's got nice hair. Charles de
Ketelaere. I can't wait to hear that's been sung from the
That is if he joins us.
stands when we go Ellen Road next. That's providing he actually joins, of course. We won't be singing it if he doesn't. Interesting developments. It's certainly going to make for an interesting season. There's going to be a lot of teams that look quite different. I think Leeds could be one of the Premiership clubs that brings in the most numbers of players, and we needed to, but I do think a lot of those signings are still dependent on what's going to happen with Rafinha. So thanks ever so much for watching.
Yep.
Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the like button, and we will see you soon.
See ya.